What's going on, guys? Greg here today, bringing a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 gameplay commentary, and what you'll be watching in the background here is the lowest bullet velocity Fennec in the game, and I created this class setup by basically just nerfing the bullet velocity to the ground. Now, you might be wondering, well, you're using a suppressor. Suppressors increase bullet velocity. Well, not this one. This is the suppressor that decreases damage. So, as a matter of fact, since I am using the shortest barrel combined with this suppressor, this is also the lowest damage outputting vector, or Fennec, in the entire game. Which means this is really bad. And you can see right there that I am struggling to take enemies out, even at close quarters, with proper tracking. And the reason for this is this bullet velocity basically is useful up to like 15 to 20 meters, which is, for ground war, that is horrible, okay? You might be able to get away with using this in something like free-for-all, where people are going to be spawning around you and they're going to be coming closer to you. But other than that, this gun sucks with these attachments. The Fennec is not a bad gun. I actually love the Fennec. I think this is a very good gun for 6 versus 6 and even 10v10. In ground war, it could be used with overkill, but as a primary weapon, I still just don't think the Fennec is a great weapon. And the reason for that is the damage ranges, right? Also, it is one of the lower bullet velocity guns in the game, considering it uses subsonic rounds. With that being said, though, I still think that the Fennec can be used in ground war, as long as if you're using overkill with a better primary weapon that has more range, such as a Hemlock, maybe a TAC 56, and if you want to use this gun for closer quarters, you can. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I am moving extremely slow with the Fennec in this match. And that is because I have the 45 round mag on this gun. For whatever reason, when you put the 45 round mag on this gun, it completely nukes your mobility. You move like a slug, okay? And remember, I even have attachments that are reducing, or actually I should say increasing, my movement speed because they are reducing the barrel length. So even then, the 45 round mag on this gun, horrible. I hate it because it really just slows you down to like a little slug, alright? Now, you can use it, obviously, if you're going to hold angles or play a little slower with it, but for me, whenever I use a sub, especially like a Fennec, where the fire rate is extremely high, the recoil is pretty smooth, and it's got some slower bullet velocity, I'm going to want to use this gun for close quarters. And in close quarters, I'm going to also want to try to move quickly, so I can get from position to position a lot faster. And if I'm trying to escape sniper fire, or people that are shooting at me up close, you know, I'm not going to want a weapon that has very slow movement speed. So overall, I might as well just call this like the slowest Fennec in the game, because it's got the slowest bullet velocity, worst damage range, and you move like a slug. So what are the redeeming qualities of this class setup? It handles fast. And by that I mean aiming down sights and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I don't think that's worth the amount of leading you have to do and overcorrecting on your aim as you are using this weapon throughout the match. Because as you guys can see, I am overcorrecting my shots so much whenever I'm trying to shoot somebody outside of like point blank ranges. Also, you burn through ammo very fast, so for me not using scavenger anymore, it can be a little tricky to constantly have ammo for this gun, because it burns through ammo, like I said, extremely fast. And the reason for this is the high fire rate, obviously, on the Fennec. Now, could have I put scavenger on this gun? Sure. But at the same time, I really want to have bomb squad, so that way I am not being killed by explosives easily. And I also wanted to make sure that I had tracker on, because seeing people's footprints in ground war is very powerful. And on top of that, there's no counters to tracker in this game. And although the Fennec has a built-in effect from the tracker perk, which is hiding enemy death icons, I still wanted to use tracker because I do think tracker is one of the most overpowered perks in the game, especially in ground war. Now, the Fennec also has a very slow reload time, So I used hardline because I wasn't sure if I was going to be going on kill streaks. I ended up getting a nuke with over a 40 kill streak, so I guess my worries were really dumb. But I was worried I wasn't going to be getting kill streaks all that easily, considering how this gun is going to be handling with its, well, bullet velocity. I'm going to have to be tracking my targets with exceptional lead, which means I'm going to be missing a lot of shots. And on top of that, as you can see right there, that guy, I am on target, but I'm not going to be able to hit him because he is too far away for this gun's range. So I am making sure that I am playing to my gun's abilities. And that's one of the things that I want to say about this challenge, which was from one of you guys for me to use this, is I am basically demonstrating to you guys that any gun you use or build, you kit your gun out in the way you want to play the game. And you have to play to that strengths and weaknesses of that gun. If you aren't, you're not going to be able to play at your full potential, and you're also not going to play very well. If I'm trying to use this Fennec to snipe people, I'm not going to get any kills. Maybe 1 or 2 oddball kills, but even then, it's rough, right? It has the lowest damage range, which means this is going to be 6, 7, 8 shots to kill. I believe 7 is the SMGs at the farthest range, so about 7 shots to kill, which is very unpractical. And on top of that, it's a very steep damage fall-off because, again, I'm using 2 attachments that severely hinder my damage range. On top of that, SMGs also don't have good damage range, so therefore, whenever I am using this gun, it's only going to naturally make sense that if I am trying to use this outside of very close quarters, I am just going to get pooped on and I'm not going to be able to get any kills or kill streaks going. So any gun you guys use, play to the strengths and weaknesses of that gun. Sure, the Fennec does have very good recoil control, and it's a gun that actually has pretty low recoil for the most part, and you can find success with trying to challenge people at longer ranges, but you have to build it that way. You have to build it with bullet velocity and damage range also in mind. And that goes for any gun in this game, and I think that's a very important lesson that a lot of people kind of miss whenever they are building their guns. So, personally, I would say that start paying attention to how you build your guns. Do you want it to be more versatile? Do you want it to be something that can excel at a variety of situations and ranges? Well, in that case, you're going to want to make sure that your gun has good bullet velocity, has good damage range, good handling, right? You're going to want to have to kit out your guns for a balanced perspective if you want to be able to do as consistent as possible. Making niche builds where you are having something that is only good in close quarters or only good at long range is very bad, and you are not going to find good success with it. Look at how many bullets it just took me to take out that guy with this Fennec. It took me over half a clip. And on top of that, now I don't have enough bullets in my mag in order to take this guy out, and I end up getting taken out. So I hope this is a very important thing that you guys will pay attention to in the future, and if you guys also have any weird class setups you want me to try out in the future, please let me know in the comment section below. However, just know, just because you suggest something doesn't mean I will use it, because if the challenge is really just that bad, I'm probably not going to attempt it. It's got to be reasonable, okay? Like, we're not talking about F-TAC Recon with a 5-round mag built for close quarters only, because that gun is useless and it's just absolute dog, you know. It's just not worth attempting. But if it's something that is difficult to use but is still usable to some degree, just makes you play a certain way, then sure, I'll give it a try. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, and have a great day.
I don't know, that guy went 53 and 2, I don't know.
Yeah. He said he has no job.